So what happens when a being with godlike power comes up against his greatest challenge yet? You know, paperwork. Today, we're going to see what happens when otherworldly might crashes into mundane bureaucracy. And trust me, the payoff is absolutely spectacular.
Hello, and welcome back to our channel. It is great to have you here with us again.
All right, let's get into the 18th episode of A God Among Men. This one's called Contract Conflict, which is just perfect because it really captures how Cameron is trying to juggle two completely different lives. You know, the simple joys of being a family man and the frustrating, just maddening world of mortal business.
So we start things off in a surprisingly normal domestic scene. Cameron's daughter, Emily, is just buzzing with excitement about a family trip they're planning to the fun park.
I mean, just look at this. It's so pure. For Emily, the plan is simple. See some fish, go on some rides, and most importantly, see her mom and dad happy and playing together. But for her mom, Jessica, well, it's way more complicated. She's really struggling with how to act around Cameron, feeling this distance between them. It's that classic family dynamic, right? Full of unspoken tension, and it's a great reminder of the very human world Cameron is fighting to protect.
And then, just like that, the family moment is over. While everyone else is asleep, Cameron is wide awake, looking at these 3D designs for his new restaurant. And this really just lays his life bare, doesn't it? He's a devoted family man by day, but by night he's this ambitious, incredibly powerful planner shifting between these two worlds like it's nothing.
The very next morning, it is all about business. Cameron shows up to sign the rental agreement for New Moon Mountain. His guide, a guy named Juan, greets him, but just before they go into the director's office, he gives him a pretty important heads up.
Juan's advice is basically, hey, walk on eggshells. The man they're about to meet, Director Wallace, is the guy who controls all the land in Human Bay, and he's got a reputation for being, well, let's just say, difficult. So the tension is already building before the door even opens.
And yep, the second they walk in, you could cut the tension with a knife. Look at this contrast. Cameron is patient, he's calm, but Director Wallace is just the definition of disrespect. He doesn't even look up from his computer, just keeps typing and makes them wait a full half hour before literally just tossing the documents at them. It's a total power play right from the get-go.
Now this isn't just bad manners, this is a calculated move. Wallace sends them on this whole bureaucratic runaround to pay the fee, and when they get back, what do you know, he's conveniently gone. So now they're forced to wait another hour and a half. It's just a deliberate, kind of pathetic attempt to feel big by wasting Cameron's time.
So when Director Wallace finally decides to show up again, he's in a great mood, he signs the contract, but instead of just handing it over, he holds it up and condescendingly asks for Cameron's name, as if he hasn't just made the guy wait for 2 hours. And this is the exact moment Cameron decides he has had enough.
And there it is. Boom! The patient act is over. That one simple question completely flips the power dynamic in the room. He's not playing the role of the humble clients anymore. He's meeting arrogance with this ice-cold defiance, and you can just tell Director Wallace was not ready for it.
Oh, it escalates, and fast. Wallace is furious, just glaring at him, but Cameron just doubles down, questioning his hearing and flat out calling him a miserable person. You have to feel for poor Juan, who is absolutely terrified, just caught in the middle as Cameron just verbally dismantles this petty tyrant. Then, Cameron just calmly walks over, snatches the contract right out of Wallace's hand, and asks this completely off-the-wall bizarre question. Wallace is just left sputtering, totally speechless. What a move.
And here's the checkmate. Cameron points down to the floor, right by the director's feet, where there's a pair of lace panties. You know, evidence of the little affair he was having right before they showed up. In one single moment, all of Director Wallace's power, his arrogance, it all just evaporates.
The director's face goes completely red. He's flustered, he's embarrassed, and he has totally lost control of the situation. Cameron, on the other hand, is holding the signed contract. He has completely turned the tables, and he didn't use any powers, just sharp eyes and an even sharper tongue. As they're leaving, Juan is just in a state of shock. He warns Cameron, look, you won this round, but a petty guy like Wallace, he's definitely going to come after you. But Cameron, he's completely unfazed. And that really gets to the heart of it, right? I mean, what's the power of some small-time mortal official to a being who thinks on a completely different scale? So, what did he get for all that hassle? The contract for New Moon Mountain. He's got it for a full year, with total freedom to do whatever he wants. The real work, the whole reason he put up with all of that nonsense, can finally start. So, leaving all that office drama behind, Cameron makes a quick stop at his restaurant, which is already a crazy whirlwind of renovations. Everything is moving at light speed. And then, late into the night, he finally heads toward his real prize, New Moon Mountain. So by 3:30 in the morning, he's standing alone on the summit. The whole place is bathed in moonlight. It's quiet, it's peaceful, he's thought this through very carefully. Now, it's time to unleash his true power. Okay, and this is where things get really wild. He performs this ritual, pulling the needle-shaped heavenly tree right out of his ear and letting it absorb his blood, which deepens his connection to it. Then, with just a simple flick, he plants the sliver in the ground, and the entire mountain starts to tremble.
Under the surface, something incredible is happening. The tree's roots are spreading like a web through the earth, getting thicker and thicker until the trunk alone is a massive 9 feet thick, all without moving a single rock on the surface.
And then, it rises. The heavenly tree just explodes from the soil, shooting 90 feet into the air in only a few seconds. It's just this silent, explosive show of pure, raw power.
With one single word, fuse, Cameron's mind merges with the tree. Its branches spread out like a giant flower blooming in fast motion, covered in these brightly colored leaves. If you were looking from a distance, it would look like some kind of giant fantasy mushroom sitting on top of the mountain, something straight out of a dream. Makes you wonder, what could his ultimate plan for this incredible tree possibly be?
If you like the story, please make sure to like and share it, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss future episodes. Thanks so much for watching.